Welcome back, friends, to Max Q Barbecue. My name is Craig, and we've got a special treat for you today. Today, we're going to be cooking this, or smoking this, Marble Ridge Wagyu beef brisket. So this is my first Wagyu beef brisket, and I'm very excited to get this opportunity to smoke this brisket. The thing about Wagyu beef is it has a different kind of fat. The composition of the fat has a lot more oleic acid, fatty acid in it, and because of it, it makes the fat more buttery and creamy. It also lowers the melting point temperature of the fat. So a lot of people say that it's the most premium beef you can eat in the country or the world. There's a lot of cows in Japan and some other countries that have that same mutation. So let's get started. Let's go ahead and get this thing opened up, and then we'll get started prepping it and trimming it up, and then we'll talk about our rubs, and we're going to inject it with our Cosmo Q Reserve Blend brisket. Okay, folks, we got our Wagyu beef brisket opened up here. We're going to start by taking off this decal fat right here, and this is just a little band of some fat that right along this part of the brisket, and we're just going to take it down a little bit. We want to leave as much of it as we can, but we want to get down this big part off of here so we have more of our meat exposed for our rub to make contact with. The knife that I'm using today is a Murray Carter knife, and it is extremely sharp. Boy, it's just cutting through like butter. It's interesting, when I compare this fat to the fat from a Packer brisket, it has a little more of a yellow color to it. And I presume that's from the oleic fatty acid that's part of it. Friend Lou is here filming. He's also the one that's involved in sponsoring this experiment. Where is Marble Ridge located, Lou? Are they in Missouri?
They are in Missouri, yes.
And they sell their briskets online?
Yes.
And they're also the creators of the Blues Hogs?
Yes, they are.
Wow. So great barbecue family here in Missouri, and some great beef. Now I'm looking at this over here. This obviously does not need to be trimmed. This looks like the point muscle here, but there's a pretty good band of fat here that I can feel. That's probably about an inch and a half. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this off. I'm gonna take just a little bit of this off right here. And that's it. I mean, there is just not a whole lot to trim here on this brisket compared to a Packer that you might get at Costco or Sam's Club. All right, that's it. Next step is we're gonna go ahead and load up our injector. We got our injector right here. I got the needle on it. We're ready to go. We're using some Swanson's beef broth and our Cosmo Q here. And these are phosphates. These will actually help the brisket retain fluid as it's cooking and help to make it juicier. And our technique here is we just get along with the grain of the muscle, and I just kind of make little injections across it. And the closer we get to the edge, the greater the probability that it will do that. Just squirt out all over everything. That's it. From here, what we're going to do is I'm going to take some paper towels and pat this thing down to dry up some of this, and then we're going to put some plastic wrap and we're going to put it in the refrigerator overnight. Okay friends, let's go ahead and get this fire started. All right, we're going to be heading inside and we're going to go ahead and get that brisket, get the rub on the brisket. And today we're using that Blues Hog, bold and beefy. So we'll see how bold and beefy it comes out. All right, friends, we got our brisket out here on the counter in our tray. It's been resting in the the refrigerator overnight. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna flip this thing over. I'm gonna remove these paper towels, flip this thing over, and start applying our rub. Our paper towels absorbed a lot of that excess moisture that we had yesterday, and it's nice and dry. So because it's good and dry like this, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna use a little bit of a binder on here. So I'm gonna grab some yellow mustard out of the refrigerator. Got the French's yellow mustard, and we're not gonna put a lot of mustard, and you're not gonna taste this, but I wanna put about a teaspoon dollop in my hand. So we're going to start our rub with our kosher sea salt, coarse kosher sea salt. Next thing I'm going to do is I got a coarse black pepper, and I'm going to do the same thing. And now for the main ingredient of today. Today we're going to be using this Blues Hog, bold and beefy. Turn around here so you can get a good view on camera. And we're going to layer this on pretty heavy. Now this is a finer, our other seasonings are much coarser. So they're going on first, and then always use the finer seasonings last. And of course you want your flavor, the last one that you want your main flavor profile to come from, to be on top. So that's what the sequence. If you were say using a spicy or some other kind of flavor profile, whatever flavor you want to hit your palate first is the last one you want to apply. So we've got it rubbed down. So next thing, out to the pit and get it on the pit. It's been about 15-20 minutes heating up. So let's go check the temps and then we'll go from there. All right, friends, our pit temperature is at 250, 260 on the digital thermometer. We're gonna start our brisket out. We're gonna place it on the pit. We're gonna put it in the fire in the cooking chamber. We're going to have it fat side down and point towards the hotter end. Believe it or not, the hotter end is right here at the collection. That hot air comes up and over and down. So and we're going to start it with the lean side up, let that bark set, then we might turn it over a little later and then let those fat juices drip down back through the meat. So let's go ahead and not waste any more time. Get this thing on. You can see it's 11:45 and getting late in the day here. Got a little bit of a late start this morning. That's okay. We're going to cook this thing overnight in the oven after we get it smoked, and let that thing rest. Beautiful. Hope you enjoy. We can't wait to try it out. We got our temperature probes in, and everything's working. Outside temperature hadn't changed, it's still 24. But you can see the brisket is at refrigerator temperature now. And I'm gonna run inside and get a aluminum tray, and I'm gonna put a water tray in here to also help keep it moist in the chamber. All right, I brought out a water tray and a pitcher of some water. We're just going to put about a ½ inch or so of water in this tray. All right, that should give us about the smoothest cook on the Workhorse 1957. Probably noticed that I saved the trimmings, and I like to render the tallow, which can be used for a lot of other things. I use it a lot in cooking. I also have a friend that actually makes some skin creams and things like that. So we're going to go ahead and render this out, and here's a little bit of meat left in here, so there's going to be a happy puppy around here. But the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it up into little cubes. So I'm going to go ahead and chop this up. I'll put a little water in this, and then later when we bring the brisket in to finish it in the oven, I'll put this in the oven and let it cook at a low heat until the brisket's done, and that should render the tallow without crisping up the treats too much. After I filter and drain the fats out, what I have left is make some really nice little dog treats. Okay, friends, it's been a long day today, but we've been smoking this brisket for about 7 hours now. It is almost 7 p.m. and it's 175 and 160 degrees internal temperature, so it's getting into that stall stage. But now we're going to take it off and bring it inside to put it on in the oven, and we're going to finish it in the oven. Okay, so we'll meet you back inside. All right, welcome back, friends. It's the next day, and our brisket finished in the oven last night, and then it returned off the oven and then let it rest. So let's get this thing opened up and take a look and see what it looks like. There's a big reveal. Woo, man, does that thing look pretty. And our fats are already starting to congeal a little bit, so it's nice and cool, so it'll be nice for slicing. This would be my first Wagyu brisket that I've ever tasted. Good and tender. Got great texture. Nice bark, nice seasoning. We're gonna prep this for some vacuum bags. That's about one size that I'm gonna freeze. This will give you about 6 or 8 slices when you vacuum bag it. Now I'm getting to the point here where it's gonna get a little bit wide on me. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut back across here about 4-inch slice. And what you're gonna see is we're gonna run into the point over here. And then this, I'm gonna do another 2-inch brick. Tell you what, it is definitely got some great flavor. Man, that is some tender, cooked to perfection. Man, that is some good, some good. So for my first try at cooking a Wagyu brisket, I think it came out really, really well. It cooked, it was on the smoker about 7 hours yesterday, and then it finished in the oven with another 6 or 7 hours, so it's about 14 hours cooking, and then I let it rest overnight and just opened it up and taken it and tested it out. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed our cook today. I know you really can't taste it, but I would recommend that you do spend $1 Sunday and try it out and see what you think, because this is definitely a delicious brisket. Just want to come over and give you a little look here how juicy that thing is. I mean, and I'm not squeezing, that's just juice. That is nothing but juice. All right, friends, we're got the kitchen all cleaned up. We've got all the brisket that we're gonna save, put away into freezer packs. We had a nice lunch eating the brisket. We also, I harvested the au jus from the tray, and we've got those in these little 4-ounce cups. And so when you pull out a brick and want to have lunch, you just pull out a cup of au jus, brick, heat those up, and then you can serve it. So, isn't that beautiful? So this is how I stretch the time that I get out of my brisket. I don't have to eat a 10 or 20 pound brisket all in one weekend. But this works out great because when I do it in these little bricks like this, if you slice it and you vacuum seal it, it just gets all crushed together. But if you put it in a little brick and do it like this, then you can heat it in a sous vide, take it out, slice it up, pour the au jus over it, just like you served it right off of the pit. So hope you all enjoyed our video today in my very first Wagyu beef brisket. And be sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.